To my beautiful daughter and her wonderful husband, today is a day I'll always cherish. Your love for each other is a true testament to the power of commitment and dedication. I am honored to be part of your celebration. May your marriage be filled with endless joy, love, and companionship. As your father, I am proud of the woman you have become, and I know that you will continue to bring happiness to each other's lives for many years to come. So let's raise a glass to the happy couple and wish them a lifetime of love and happiness.
There's a couple things you don't want me to do. Number one is reach in my pocket and pull out one of 6 different speeches I prepared.
We can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
The last thing you wanted me to do is have an open bar in a couple hours to prepare. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm Robbie's older brother. He prefers to be called Robert. When he was younger, it was Rob, Robbie, Bob, Bobby, Bobbert. One year he dressed up as a cheerleader. It's amazing. Had a little skirt on, a little lollipop thing and everything. And then we referred to him as Roberta. So Roberta. And he looked, they look great. Pronouns, guys, pronouns. They look great. Good job. Nikkie reached out to me and said, would you say a few words at the wedding? And I asked, is there anything you'd like me to speak about specifically? And I had to put this in quotes here because this is great. I want everybody to know how awesome he is. Talk about his awesomeness. All right? So I thought that was sweet. And so we've got the next 20 minutes to chat about that. I get 2 minutes. Well, if you know my brother, then you already know how awesome he is, and his actions speak louder than my words. So if you've been inside of his sphere and you've got to experience that, then you all know. So I decided I'm going to tell my brother how awesome he is to me. All right? So the rest of you guys just going to have to kind of take his back seat here. Hear me out. He and I shared a bedroom for 16 years. I was on the top bunk. He was on the bottom bunk. We were bunk brothers. Sullies. He endured my passion for MASH, and got to watch that TV show every single night. And I had 2 of my best friends in the world. They were a monkey and a squeaky parrot. Yes, they were both puppets. True story, I just realized right now my kids' nicknames are Monk and Squeak. So I probably needed to talk to somebody about that. Right. Okay, so for a bit of context, right? We grew up in what the cool kids today call a blended family. A blended family. You guys all know what that is, right? All right. Ready? 3 dads, 2 moms, 6 homes in 2 states, 3 schools, a few churches, 1 cult. Chickens that can't swim, a goat named Annie, 5 brothers, 5 sisters, and a partridge in a pear tree. You guys like that? So this is a little personal, but somewhere along the line, I just developed night terrors. If you guys don't know what night terrors are, they're like nightmares, except they make Edgar Allan Poe, Stephen King, Tim Burton look like little schoolgirls at a tea party. Hanging out with Elmo and Big Bird. So night terrors. And what Robbie would do in the bottom bunk is he would gently nudge the bottom of my bunk and try to wake me up. He's really sweet about it. He'd ask me if I was okay, and I'd say no. And he'd sit up and talk with me, and sometimes I'd have to climb into his bottom bunk with him and just kind of chill out for the night. So I referred to him as my big little brother. He was my big little brother. He was my protector of the dream world, if you will. And when things got really bad and he couldn't wake me up with a gentle nudge, things that my wife does for me today, thanks, babe, he would put both feet on the bottom of the bed and just like a kangaroo, spring up as high as he could. And you guys ever have those dreams where in the middle of the night you feel like you're falling? Right. So if I didn't wake up, my ass is probably going to land on the ground, right? Because I was coming off the bed and I was going to hit the ground. Now here's the funny thing. Years ago, I had fallen out of the top bunk and I had broken my collarbone. And there really is no justifiable reason for how I broke my collarbone. Just saying. So throughout my childhood, you were my singular constant. You were my center, you were my friend, you were my brother. You were kind, you were patient. You were always there for me, you were my protector. You mattered. I almost lost him when he was 19 years old. Most of my family don't know about this. It was a terrible night. I'll spare you the horrible details, but it involved a sleepover, a large bottle of Goldschlager, a family-sized bag of Taco Bell, a lullaby, destroyed couch, a dumpster, and a small fire. He didn't drink, alcohol didn't touch his lips for about 3 or 4 years, and I haven't had Taco Bell in 3 decades. Right? Chicken fajitas. Chicken fajitas. So in the last 45 years, I watched my big little brother become the uncle to dozens, some of them running around on the floor, an amazing father to 4 kids, Lexi, Bradley, Gavin, and Jackson, and now a husband to his wife, Nikki. And bro, I can't wait to see what the next 45 years look like. I love you. Solange.
Thanks, Tony. Really got to follow that one. What he said. For those that don't know me, I'm Kyle. I'm Nickie's brother. Sort of. Not really. Yes. She gave me so much time to write this speech. A little over a year. 2 years? 2 years? Has it been that long? So I wrote this yesterday.
Speak up.
Better. I don't like speeches. Not one for a speech. I despise it. You can ask Justin. I did a terrible job at his wedding. It was awful. It was like I was reading off a grocery list. But Nikki insisted. Your little sister I never wanted. Oops. But honestly, Rob, you make her very happy. You've come a long way. You've grown a whole lot. Doing great. I'm happy for you both, truly. I see a whole lot of faces here that I haven't seen before. So when it's time to move them, it's your turn. I'm done moving furniture for her. Packing your kitchen. Throwing your expired food away. That was terrible. Awful. Rob, you are awesome with cooking. If it wasn't for you, she would probably starve to death or eat canned corn for the entire year. The wedding cake would probably have canned corn in it if it was her choice. Yeah, see? All right, that's disgusting. You're a foul person. But short, sweet, and to the point, because I can't follow after freaking Tony's speech over there. I'm happy for you guys. Congratulations, and I truly wish the best for you guys.
Nikki, you're lucky I love you because this is absolutely terrifying.
I'm right here, babe. Just look at me.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jess. Nikki and I have been friends for a little over 10 years now. Nikki, you've come such a long way from when we first met. It's just how clear how at ease you are and truly happy you are. You're glowing. And thank you, Rob, for walking into Nikki's life and sweeping her off her feet and making her the happiest I've ever seen her. I wish you all the love and happiness in the world to you both and your family. Love you guys.
Hello, everyone. I'm Amanda. Nikki and I have been friends for over 14 years. I remember the day she moved into our town, and I knew we were going to be close friends forever. It is 20 years later, and I couldn't be happier to be here celebrating you and Rob. Nikki and I have made some of the best memories together, memories that we still laugh and talk about today, from terrible do-it-ourselves hair in our kitchens. Do you remember that one?
Blonde. Me.
Yellow.
Yeah.
To surviving our teenage and early 20s. My personal favorite would have to be walking to meet each other halfway for sleepovers, which was every weekend. And I'm pretty sure at some point she had a permanent table setting at Sunday dinners. Grandma Pat's, remember that? We've been there for been there for each other through some of the hardest times in our lives, but I'm also grateful we've shared some of the best years of our lives together. We've laughed and laughed until we cried. You're the one that cries most of the time. We have a long list of inside jokes I absolutely know that only we find funny. I always remember, but I was not going to bring the Pampers into this story, but always remember that I will be here to support you. I pray our friendship continues until we are old cat ladies in rocking chairs. Rob, you have chosen an amazing woman to be your wife, and all I ask is that you take good care of her and always keep her laughing. I know you will because you are such a hard worker, and I've heard some of your jokes. I can't wait to see the adventures and memories you both make in the future. I'm so glad today has turned out so beautiful, and I'm happy to be here with you all. To Nikki and Rob, a love story that deserves all the happiness. I love you. Love you. Love you, Rob.
Thank you. I thought that was my speech. I thought the ceremony was my speech. So I don't have a paper because I thought that was my speech. I'm just really glad that I didn't have to go after Tony, Kyle. That sucked. So I'm just kidding. So I don't even really know what to say. I remember when Nikki told me she wanted kids to be invited to this wedding, and I said, "Are you out of your damn mind?" And she said, "No, it'll be so much fun." Who's having fun? This is so fun, right? So Nikki really loves kids. I admire that about her because I don't. No, I'm just kidding. So I remember when Robbie, so we there's quite the age gap between us. What is that age gap? I don't know, like 10 years or something.
No, because we're 11.
So it's a lot. He's older than I am. He barely ever talked to me. Then one day we started talking. He was like, "Hey, I want you to meet my girlfriend." And I was like, "Well, it's weird, but okay." And then when I met Nikki, I was like, "Oh, he's arranging a play date." It makes sense. And then I found out she was younger than I was, and I was like, "You ho." Oh wow, this is a play date. You invited me over. You thought of me because you were like, "Oh, she's almost my sister's age, so it's like maybe she can come over and they can like play kitchen." So that was my first meeting with Nikki, and then she took me to Lover's Lane and bought shit for him, and I was like, "Oh my god," and we've never been the same. So. Wasn't that an amazing speech? Probably shouldn't have given me the microphone and a dirty Shirley. So, but truthfully, and this is the serious part, these are the most generous people that you will ever know in life. Nikki and Robbie will do anything for anybody. Going through really hard things in my own life, they never ever weren't there. And I am so fortunate that Robbie chose her and that Robbie opened himself up to me. That has meant so much to me, and it's been super healing. And I'll be forever grateful for that. There's nothing that they wouldn't do for anybody, and there's nothing that I couldn't go to them about and tell them what my problem is and that they won't help me solve it. And so that is such a beautiful thing to have in a sister and in a brother that are not biologically related. So I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful you guys found each other. I'm so grateful that I have you guys. I am so fortunate. And I love you both. And I'm so glad that this wedding is over so that we can dance and party. Because up to this point, I was telling everybody it was my wedding. So. But yes, so I love them. I'm so grateful. I'm so happy for you guys. And I'm looking forward to many more things that Nikki ropes me into and bosses me around about. So, love you guys.